Hey guys, Press Bill, Comic Book University. And yeah, A Life Spent, episode number 3 for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, season 5. Okay, I just got finished watching this thing and it was actually really good. Well, I don't actually even know why I said actually. It was, of course, very good. New season is great. Season 4 is great. This is greater. This is amazing. Look, what happened so far is we got a nice little Easter egg that doesn't actually push us anywhere. It just tells us what's up. The asteroid that they need to go to, where they're finding a signal. That's right, they're actually hearing a signal. The agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they go out in space on this double load, this double haul, they actually find um, what is it? Virgil, that's his name. Virgil's little globe that he's got. You open it up, and it's got the last little key. And this key opens up this little cabinet. Inside the cabinet, there's a ham radio. Checking on the ham radio, they're actually able to switch in on a little node that will give them communication to somebody that seems to be coming from the surface of Earth, whatever's left of Earth, right? So, like, hey, Virgil, what's going on, Virgil? And the name of this rock that they're trying to get close to is Earth 616. Or, excuse me, is 616, the planetoid 616. So it's the Earth, a piece of the Earth, section 616. Anybody who doesn't know, anybody who's not, like, steeped into comics, the Earth 616 is the main continuity in the comic books for the Marvel timeline. The Ultimates universe, which is where, you'd have like the other versions of Spider-Man, stuff like that, would be Earth 1610. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is considered, what is it? TRN 199999. Yeah, I know. Why do I remember this stuff? Because I can. The regular Earth that you and I live in right now is Earth, what is it? 1218, I think it is. Something like that. But there's designations for all the different what if worlds and the different realms and things like that. So it's kind of cool, and I dig that. So just them saying, oh, this part of the Earth called 616, boom. Good, thank you very much, Marvel. It felt good. I laughed a little when I saw them say that, when I heard them say that. So it turns out somebody is talking to them from the Earth, but it can't be from the surface of the Earth because those Verlexians, those roaches that we saw in the first episode, yeah, they're there on the planet. And that one dude, the big dude that was working for the bad guy who, he installed those. Oh, for crying out loud, I don't remember the name of any of these things. They're not really that important, right? But when you go and try and explain them, derf. So, the wrist badges that go inside of your hand and whatnot so that he can magnetically put you up against the wall or, whatever he's going to do to you, track you and all that stuff. That dude goes with them and he finds out. Like, they're so engrossed in what they're doing, they never bothered to post a guard. Hello, a lookout, along with, a safety word, like banana. I could sure use a banana. Oh, the bad guy's coming. Hide it. Duh. And of course they wouldn't kill anybody, so what do they do? Instead they wind up, having him banished to the center, the surface of the Earth. They didn't know this was going to happen, but they had to have known something was going to happen with the plan that they had to go through. So like it's just one of those things where it doesn't make sense to me. I know it's bad to talk about killing people, but when you have this idea of no, never kill anybody, all things will work out. The guy wound up being killed anyway, and wouldn't it have been easier just send him out in the airlock, and then inside of a couple of moments he'll be gone, as opposed to having him being eaten to death on the surface of the planet? Not cool, man. Not cool. I'm just saying, if you could just be like pretty much instantly frozen to the point where inside of 15 seconds you'll be dead, and somewhere in between that 15 seconds or so, it's gonna be so cold that you will not even realize what's happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like suspended animation before you suddenly, your life signs just inside of about 15 seconds, right? 45 seconds at the most, they say, but 15 seconds. Wow. As opposed to being eaten by a group of these Verlexians. I'm going with the suffocation and freezing in space thing. That's all I'm saying. Oh, by the way, it's a huge disparaging rumor to say that people pop in space. People don't pop in space. Um, so anyway, I guess if you were trying to hold your breath, you could potentially pop if you're unprotected from the vacuum. So what happens next in here? Oh, Daisy Johnson. Yeah, the whole that was actually the preview that they gave in the Marvel YouTube page. But Quake, the Destroyer of Worlds, that was interesting. I'm going to say something really mean right now. Daisy Johnson, I love her character. She's awesome. But if she has one major fault, it's that she's ridiculously brash. And it just never changes. It never changes. She's so brash. And she doesn't listen to reason. The one dude, Virgil's friend, is sitting there trying to say, listen, if you get caught, it's going to come back on us. We're all going to be screwed. Okay? You saw what happened. A life for a life. 3 lives were lost. So they had to come in and take 3 lives from us, and they made us do it. Listen, man, please just have a plan, play the long game, but going in there without a plan is stupid. Like, he's doing everything he can, and what does she do? She attacks him. That's how reckless she is. I didn't write her character, you know? So, yeah, just, she deserved to get caught. I'm going to tell you something else that you might like now. There's no way that he really turncoated against her. He knows the value of Daisy Johnson. He knows the value of Quake. All right, so he knows that if she's in their hands, like human race, everybody's screwed. They're going to try and conquer other planets like that. It's like, let's see if we can send the Quake down to that planet. That owes us money or something. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge weapon, devastating weapon. Little did they realize they've even got a better weapon, and that is in the form of Flint. Yeah, Flint actually made an appearance. I knew I should have done my Flint explained in a minute this week. I didn't. Maybe I'll do him this Tuesday. Anyway, Sunspot is coming out tomorrow. I'm going to start throwing out the New Mutants. So, spoiler. I do this thing called explained in a minute. So, in approximately a minute, I will do an explanation for a character because nobody's got 20 minutes to sit around and listen to my voice drone on about. And then Plastic Man can do this, and then he can stretch out, and if you take out his heart, he doesn't actually die because he can survive without his organ. You don't want to hear all that nonsense. You want to hear me just spill the beans inside of approximately a minute. So that's what I do with my minutes. And by all means, description below, you'll find all the Royal Inhumans and a whole Thor characters and everything. Have fun. That being said, we also get to see that the gladiatorial arena, we finally get to see that and what they're doing in there. So these new Inhumans show up, and we got this one who's got basically the Vision's power of she's able to control her molecular density, so she can make herself dense enough to break through a marble floor, or spread her molecules out enough that she can actually phase through solid objects. Very cool. Now the Vision that's Paul Bettany in the Avengers movies. The Vision actually has the ability to render himself non-solid, insoluble. Anyway, so he can phase his hand into your chest, and he'll grab onto your heart, and just enough of the molecules will be strengthened so that there's no blood on you or anything like that. It's not his wrist that he's solidifying, nothing. Just the molecules around the midst of his fingers and maybe a little bit around his hand, and he'll just give you a little on your heart. It's about to expand, and he goes, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you try to take a breath, and somebody gives you the Heimlich, and you're like, ah, except it's on your heart instead. And this way you'll wind up passing out, and it's a very harmless way. He's surgical. I mean, he's an android, a synthezoid, more specifically. It's better than an android. And then you'll fall unconscious. Cool, gotcha. You've been got. This was a little bit more bloody. There's a good word for it. Literally just reaches in and is like, solidified around your heart, pulls out. Oh, yeah, gotcha. And that scene, like my wife was watching with me, that scene where that dude goes to punch her and then like it's that Iron Fist scene, in the Defenders where Iron Fist goes to punch Luke Cage. And you're thinking that his hand is going to break. Instead, Luke Cage goes, because in the Luke Cage series on Netflix, he gets punched in the side of the face and the hand just, like caves in, collapses in on itself. Yeah, that's what kind of happened here, except it went all the way up to the wrist, all the way up to the elbow, excuse me. Wow. This was a totally awesome episode. There's so much little subterfuge and the play on every time somebody tries to make a move, somebody else has a counter move, and it's great. I love this. So anyways, that one Inhuman winds up getting sold. And Gemma is proving her worth even more. Even more. Wow. Also, Mac. I think it's like every single episode now he's got to reference some old horror movie. He says at one point, oh yeah, because in space nobody can hear you scream. Wow, that was from the very first Alien movie. The second Alien movie, I was hoping he was going to say that too. That's the one where it says the bitch is back. Yeah, I guess you can't do that on ABC TV. So that was cool. I love that he does that. And like the Mac attack, I don't know how to like the Mac slug, the Mac punch, the Mac deck, the Mac. I don't know. What do you call that when Mac just hits you and you just boop? Like, that one dude was all big and whatnot. Max like, man, and he had to get him with his left hand too because his right hand was magnetized up. And he's like, bloop. And dude was like, I love that. That's just awesome. Who needs a shotgun axe, right? So this was of course a very cool episode. I'm gonna have to try and make a Flint explained in a minute because you guys need to know what his powers are and his origin and all that stuff in the comic books, so that maybe you can enjoy him a little bit better and nitpick like the rest of us comic book fans when it's like that's not his power. You pull out your nerd card when you watch a Professor Bill's Comic Book University explained in a minute for a certain character. It's like that's not how it is in the comic books. No, in the comic books, actually, the way it works is, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm trying to help out your nerd cred. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, guys, that's it for me. This was a fun episode. I absolutely loved this. And I got more work to do. So, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.